Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So good morning everyone. How are you this morning? Good? Great. My name is Indra. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Agile Corporate Innovation Asia. And really happy to be here again on the Symex 2020. It's actually my fourth time as speaker at Symex. And it's always exciting to be among such brilliant and passionate people such as yourself. So let's begin today's journey by giving yourself a big round of applause. Okay, great. So can we have the slides on? Thank you. Great. Yes, today I'd like to speak about challenges and how to overcome or tackle them, especially challenges in agile corporate transformations, which I am lucky enough for the past 5 years involved in some of those transformations in large companies in Indonesia. And I'd like to share some of my experience and knowledge about that corporate transformation, especially in terms of agile. So let's begin. So agile, what is agile? Let's begin there. If we ask 3 people about what is agile, we might get 3 different answers, right? One person might answer, agile means fast, fast decision making, fast product development, fast product release. But the other person might answer differently. He or she might answer, agile means flexible. Ability to adapt your approach, your ways of working, depend on the current situations or environments. And the other guy probably answer that agile means being responsive. Ability to respond to different challenges at different times, meeting shifting in customers' demand. While all these definitions are not wrong, but I think we need a more accurate and comprehensive definitions if we want to truly understand the challenge of agile corporate transformations and trying to find out how we can tackle those challenges. So let's begin our journey this morning by taking you back 100 years ago when agile is not or has not become a management jargon. It's 1910. This is the time when Ford Motor Company was just one of the small automobile manufacturers in the United States of America. Until one day, Mr. Henry Ford had this idea of creating an assembly line. And that just changed everything. In just 10 years, with the help of his invention, the assembly line, Ford Motor Company grew very fast and captured 60% of the total automotive industry. And Ford was able to reduce assembly time per vehicle from 12 hours to just 90 minutes. And reduce the price of an automobile from $850 to just $300 US. Remarkable. And the idea of assembly line not just helped Ford Motor Company rise, but it also sparked a new discipline in management called scientific management, coined and popularized by none other Frederick Taylor, the father of modern scientific management. And it opened a new unprecedented era of effectiveness and efficiency that nobody has ever seen before. And this idea actually prefigured modern quality control and later on gave birth to total quality management. It was truly a golden era of management. In fact, if you read the right-hand side quote by Ron Ashkenaz in the Harvard Business Review. He said that Six Sigma, Kaizen, Lean, and other variations on continuous improvement can actually be hazardous for your organizational health. Well, certainly this should be, thought again and again and again and being criticized. But still, they realize that it's not enough doing all those continuous improvement. They need something that can immediately give them the edge to win the competitions against these small, nimble digital companies. So what do you think they did? What do you think they did? What? They went to Silicon Valley, of course. Why? Because they want to learn. What is it so special about Silicon Valley that become the cradle of these old, small, nimble, yet powerful digital companies? They want to find out the recipe. What is it that they have? What is it that they do? So that we can replicate in our companies. And what they found during their visit in Silicon Valley or talking to people in Silicon Valley can actually be summarized in this quote by Reid Hoffman. He's the co-founder of LinkedIn.com. He said this: if you want your organizations to be able to survive and thrive in an environment where change is rapid and disruptive innovation rampant, you need to develop the adaptability. That is the hallmark of this Silicon Valley ecosystem. So the word is adaptability. The word that is those big companies are not familiar with. The words that later on they found in a new management jargon we called Agile. So they begin to look at Agile, not just the tools of Agile, not just the techniques of Agile, but deeper, the mindset of Agile. Agile is a mindset. Agile as values. Agile as principles. Agile as practices. They begin to learn that if they want not just survive, but thrive in this new economy, in this new market, winning the new preferences of the young generation of customers, they need to apply or adopt Agile. And when we squeeze the whole Agile concept, I think we can safely say it comes down to these 4 practices. Well, they call it the Agile Manifesto. Individuals and interactions over processes and tools, working product over comprehensive documentations, customer collaborations over contract negotiations, and responding to change over following a plan. And so there began the process of lots and lots of huge, big corporations trying to adopt Agile. Not just in terms of projects, but they want to transform their organizations into an Agile organizations because they believe that will be the key for their success. For again, winning the competitions and ruling the market. But what is actually an Agile organization? Well, in simple terms, it is an organizations which are quick in responding to change in the marketplace or in the environment. Number 4 is not making Agile as top priority. Some companies really make Agile top priorities. I can tell. They hire a completely new building next to the headquarters so that all these Agile projects can be done there without the interference of the main office, of the main building, right? So they spend a lot of money, energy, and they redesign their policies to accommodate these Agile transformations. But those companies are rare, I can tell you. Most of the companies, they try to do Agile as an experiment. Let's just do Agile because everybody else is doing Agile. So we don't want to get left behind. If Agile turns out to be good, let's keep doing it. If it's not, it's fine, that's okay. We're doing okay today. So why bother doing something that is not relevant or not guaranteeing success in the future? So Agile is likely an experiment. And when the top leaders think Agile as just an experiment, just try, there's nothing wrong with that, not making it as top priority, definitely you will have a hard time accessing resources, either financial resources or the people, human resources, because it's just a side project, it's a side job, right? Okay, so you really need to put Agile on the top of the leader's agenda. Number 5, no corporate shepherd. I will use the word shepherd, not champion, because sometimes champions need to be in front, but shepherd is at the back. You see, with Agile transformations, there will be chaos. Right? Things will not go as planned. It is expected. Right. Finally, last part. So what can we do at the project level? These are the 10 steps we normally do whenever we have an Agile project in the company, an innovation project in the company. Whether it's just one project or multiple projects in organization-wide, it is actually the same. So I'll just share this very quickly, and if we have some time, we can dig this deeper during the Q&A. Number 1, make sure you get the senior leaders on board. Make sure you know the importance and the urgency of the projects. Right? So you need to get buy-in from them. So we need to be politicians before we even start the projects. Meet with some important people, you propose something, but most importantly, convincing them why this is a must. This is about life and death of the company. This is not just a side project. And when you get all the senior leaders on board, things would be easier. Not going to be easy, but at least easier. And then, step number 2, align Agile initiatives with strategic directive. Make sure you have access to the strategic planning, right? The organizational or corporate strategic planning. And you see how this project that you are working on actually related to those planning. And how this project will impact on the execution of that planning. If this project fails, then the plan will fail. So when you see that strong connections between your project and the CSP, corporate strategic planning, you will get all the resources you need. You will get all the support you need. Why? Because when you fail, the whole organizations will fail. So this is super important, and that brings the attention of the top leaders. Okay, that's number 2. Number 3, step number 3, and start with a safe area where immune system is weak. We are doing now something like that, and we promise 4 months, because we have calculated the possibilities of the whole project can be done in 4 months. I hope that answers your questions. Okay, yep. Second question.
Is there any other question? Yep, in the middle.
I'm Karveri from Transhybrid Communication Jakarta. I have a question related to your some slide that state improvement Lean Sigma is hazardous to organization. In other way, we have to do improvement, we have to do efficiency. How to make this harmony with Agile?
Okay.
Do in parallel.
Right. So nowadays, Lean, Six Sigma, etc. are hygiene. I mean, we need to get that. I mean, we have to do that. It's not an option. If you do not do that, then your company will be in trouble. So continuous improvement is a must. So it must to be embedded within every single individual in the company, that you need to do Kaizen every single day. But what I'm trying to say in my presentation is that is not enough to create breakthrough innovations. And if they cling on to that, they think that, okay, I've been doing Kaizen, I've been doing Six Sigma, so it's enough for me to innovate. I mean, this is innovation at its core. Why would I do something else? Then that will be hazardous for the organizational health, because they don't try to seek something new, something different. Agile, for example. Yeah. So how they do that? Make Kaizen, Six Sigma as something that everybody do on a daily basis. But for Agile, you can start by certain projects. So do not start with everybody doing Agile, because that will be chaotic. So just select the best of the best, put them into a squad, lead them, help them, facilitate them to do Agile. And from their success story, other people will start to adopt Agile. Maybe they don't know Scrum, but hopefully they get the mindset of Agile. So make one Lean Six Sigma as hygiene. Everybody must do that. And Agile as projects. Make sure you get the quick win, and that will spread to the rest of the company over time.
Last
Thank
one.
you.
We still have time. Yep.
Thank you, Pak Indra. Nur Rahman from Avenue.
Yes, Pak Nur.
I just question, in your slide is a step 4, the step 4.
Step 4, okay.
Yeah, select the project would be not risk to the core business. Yeah, I think it's really a bit contradictory with your previous statement that you should start from the big one, not the small one. How could you learn from the project is not really, it's a small?
Okay.
What do you learn what is?
Okay. What I shared earlier is not you should start with the big one, but you should align it with the CSP, the Corporate Strategic Planning. And normally, the CSP, the Corporate Strategic Planning, outlines this is the core business and what to do about it, and then this is the second engine. This is the next phase of our corporations. For example, we have a client who's doing transformations. They call this company 2.0, right? And they have this CSP. And then in the CSP, it outlines the things that you need to do to exploit current business. And then, in the same CSP, it also outlines what is it that we need to create today in order to build the future of the company. They call it the second engines. In this area, they call it explorations. Now, I would choose not the first one, because that is the core business, where everybody's plate of rice is there. I might get scrutinized. A lot of people will look behind my shoulders. I will choose the second one, the explorations, where there is no risk. When failure is okay because we are in the phase of searching. So the second one is still important. It's still aligned with the strategic directive, but not risking the core business. However, those suggestions are only for the beginning, when you are trying to introduce Agile within the organizations. But over time, when you start getting buy-in from the top leaders that, hey, Agile actually works. It actually creates value, not just for the customer, but for us. I think we should adopt Agile organizational-wide. Then you start aiming for the core business. When you already get buy-in, when you already have success story and the support of the leaders. But when you do not have that, I suggest not to go there. I suggest you go elsewhere, but still have strategic importance for the company, such as building the second growth engines. Itu Pak Nur. Okay?
Okay.
Oh yes, time's up.
Sorry, that was the last question. And thank you, Indrawan Nugroho, once
You're
again for the session. And as the symbol of our gratitude, we'd like to give a token appreciation. And I'm inviting Mbak Alin Veronica to give the token. Once again, thank you Indrawan Nugroho and Mbak Alin Veronica for the interesting session.